Welcome to Runway Outlaws. No scripts, no closed down streets, no prep, and it's real street cars on a real street surface. The premise of Runway Outlaws is quite simple and familiar. It's heads up 1/8 mile racing off a light with a top 10 list people can try to get onto and then move up. The rules are simple but effective as well. Cars must be front-engined and two-wheel drive, registered and on a radial tyre. They must use petrol or ethanol-based fuels, no open pipes, 2 seats and working windows. The rest of the rules work themselves out as part of being registered and the time allowed between rounds of racing. The runway surface at Cootamundra Airport is high-grade asphalt for the first 70 metres, and after that, well, not so high-grade. And obviously, there is no prep. No VHT, no burnouts, nothing. Just whatever rubber is laid down from cars launching. This is real street cars on a real street surface. The inaugural Runway Outlaws was held at the 2021 Muscle Car Challenge. To populate the first top 10 list, we held a top 16 shootout, with drivers drawing out of a hat to work out who their opponent was and where they were on the competition tree. Once knocked out, their ET would determine their ranking within the bracket. The guys had plenty of time to practice during the day before the shootout at dusk. Let's check out a couple of the competitors before we get into the racing.
So first time out of Cooter, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's the best. It's so laid back. You know, it's not a million degrees out here when you do the summer nats and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm loving it. But I'll be back again for sure, 100%. So yeah, the car at the track before the bottom end ran a 10.4. Yeah, but then now got more power, but you can't get the power down. The surface out here is really tricky. You actually got to have to dial it in. Tyre pressure, suspension setup. You can have all the power in the world, but if you can't get it to the floor, so it's really slippery out here. So
I haven't been to Cootamundra before, it's our first time, so yeah, a pretty new build for us. So yeah, just to test the car as well, so happy to just run a half decent number.
This is actually about my 8th or 9th time at Cootamundra. However, it's my first time as a racer. I normally actually help out with these events. So being on the other side of the fence, watching this thing go down for so long, I was like, it's time to give it a go for myself. I actually came into the event a little bit naive in that this car's run 8.1 at the track. I was like, 950 is going to be pretty easy, pretty much first couple of runs down the track. And my first pass was a 13, so that was a real reality check for me, I guess, and slowly we've been chipping away all weekend.
With plenty of practice under their belt, it was time to get the Runway Outlaws shootout underway. Our first pairing in Runway Outlaws, Andrew in the VK up against Emirali in the VL Commodore, both blown, but the VL has an LSA under the hood, so different style of car. Andrew got a slight advantage on the light there, but it's pretty even by the time they get to half track. What's going to happen in the top end? Looks like Emirali has the top end power, charges home for the win. Let's have a look at the replay. We'll go on board with Andrew's VK Commodore and see how it looked.
Slipped off the line and then smacked it into neutral by accident.
Some double old school action now in an all-Ford battle. Michael's Mustang up against Peter in the XW Falcon. Both on the line. Peter gets the advantage. He is out of there, gets a great launch on the light. He's ahead by half track, and it looks like he will power away to keep that win. Peter gets it in the XW Falcon. We can have another look now with the onboard camera in the replay.
took off on the light. That's it. Everything went sweet. Grabbed traction for the first time and brought it home.
1/8 mile versus quarter mile. Is this going to make everyone's life harder, or what you reckon?
100%. If they don't pick up boost, they're gone.
Well, I will say this. Congratulations. You're now automatically on our very first top 10 Runway Outlaws by making it into the top 8.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
The Barra Shaker, Louis XE Falcon with the Barra under the hood up against James Cassiotis, Tony's son in the Rainbow. Both cars get a great launch on the light. It's even at half track. Now it's going to be about who's got the power up top, and it looks like Louis does with turbo Barra power. He gets the win. Let's have a look at that replay. Let's bring them both up to the line. And you can see when the light goes, both drivers great on the tree, and you can see as the asphalt changes, it's even, but top end power brings it home. Bit of redemption, mate. You got the win now. Talk us through what happened on the run.
Jamie took off really well, and luckily enough I was quick enough to catch him and beat him.
1/8 mile, how's that going to work for you with the turbo car? Is it going to be harder for you with the 1/8, or you don't care?
I think for this car it'll be better.
And most importantly, dude, well done. You're already on, now that you're in the top 8, you're instantly on the top 10 list for Runway Outlaws first up.
Beautiful.
Our next pairing, Nick in the Cortina up against Graham Boyd in the big VG Valiant. What's going to happen? Light goes, both drivers a little bit slow in the reaction time, but it's up in smoke for the Cortina. Too much power to put down on the start line, and that'll let Graham Boyd sail home for the win in the VG Valiant. Let's have a look at the replay, and you can see exactly what happens. Too much power trying to go down too soon, and it all goes up in smoke. That's a pretty big upset. What happened in that race?
Well, we've done a couple of different adjustments in the car, and I feel like those little mods that we've done have bring it to where it's got to be now. So didn't go too good all day, but now I think she's on song, so I'm excited to see what happens next.
Obviously, you took out a pretty big competitor like that. Most people would say that you were definitely on the disadvantage on that run. Do you think 1/8 mile might benefit you a little bit?
I reckon 1/8 mile is bang on the money for me.
And most importantly, the big question, how much fun you had today?
I've had a lot of fun, and it's a credit to you guys. It's well done, well organised. Love it.
This is an inter-family battle, both Fords, but one new school, one old school. Gabriel Saliba up against Sam Saliba. The Cosworth bogs it down. That thing is very hard to launch, and the Mustang now is just gone. Modern supercharged V8 able to use that power well, and it's an easy win for Gabriel Saliba. Through the run, what happened, and you must be pretty excited. You're actually now on our top 10 list for Runway Outlaws.
Yeah, it was just a smooth run, nice burnout to begin with, hooked and booked. That's it, loves it.
How much fun are you having today? That's the big question.
Oh, it's great, it's amazing. First time here, it's beautiful.
A big matchup to happen early. Both Barra power under the hood. Benny Neal and Zoran go head to head, both reasonably good on the light. It's pretty even as they hit that transition point, but it looks like Benny Neal might have a bit more top-end power. He does, and he gets the win. Let's go to the onboard and see how close that race really was. You're now in the top 10 Runway Outlaws list straight up now, no matter what. The worst you can be is 5th.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Mate, top 10 off the bat. I'm pretty stoked with that. Good old me, I got a bit excited in the burnout, and because with the way we set up the torque management, we literally set it up today, and the only way I can do a burnout is to turn it off, and I forgot to turn it back on, so it was a massive pedal fest. Luckily, I was in the left lane, because I think if I was in the right with that dip, it probably would have cost me the win. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked. Yeah, bummer for Zoran to get knocked out or down the end of the list, so hopefully with the numbers he'll manage into the 9 or 10 spot, but we'll see how he goes.
Our next pairing, Jason Mansueto behind the wheel of Steve Nikolovsky's Toyota Corona, 7M GT under the hood. George's twin-turbo Tirana. Jason is out of there on the light. George lazy on the lead, but then gets out of shape as he squeezes on the throttle. He does it again and goes up in smoke, and Jason Mansueto sails through for an easy win in the Toyota Corona. Let's have a look at the replay now.
Who'd you think won?
Hi Steve. Well, hang on, what's going on? Did you steal a car?
Yeah, we thought we'd have a go. Stevie, a little bit rusty, so we thought we'd have a crack.
So how much practice you had before that, Ryan, and are you happy with it so far?
Yeah, we've just been stepping up on it slowly. Like, we made good power the other day on the dyno, so Jim's been helping us set the tune and getting the boost in where we need it. So it's, a few runs later we're getting there. We're starting to get on top of it a little bit. Like, there's a lot left in the car. We're just trying to use what we've got here, like with our conditions, that's all.
Well, now you're officially, because of that win, you're officially in the top 10 list for Runway Outlaws already.
Oh, thank you very much.
Perfect, well done, mate.
Cheers, thank you.
Our next pairing, Tony Cassiotis in the twin-turbo Tirana up against Adrian Morton in the nitrous-fed Mustang. Both these guys have plenty of experience in this no-prep, off-the-torch style racing. And as you can see, both very quick on the light. They're pretty even to the 60-foot mark, but Tony Cassiotis starting to feed more and more power in as he gets down the track, and he will pull away from the Mustang and get the win. Let's go to the replay now to get another look of just how good they were on the light before Tony pulled away.
Mate, let me tell you, at Power Cruise, he always gets me. Always. So I don't know how I pulled it off here today.
What happened? Talk us through the run.
Mate, he waved us in, and I just let go of the button, and it actually hooked up and top gear, and off I went. That was it.
That was it? There's nothing to it?
Nothing to it. It was that easy.
So is 1/8 mile going to be a problem, like harder for you in a big turbo car, or you don't care, or what?
It always is, because we're trying to get the power down 200 metres or 250 metres, whatever it is, and it's just we've been struggling all day with it, and I think we finally got the right tune.
Just in time.
Just.
At least you made the top 10 now.
Uh-huh.
You made the top 10.
That's good.
We're into round two now. Emma Raleigh in the VL Commodore, the LSA under the hood, Peter in the XW Falcon. A little bit slow from Emma Raleigh on the light, but has he got the grunt up top to drive around? He does, and it looks like Emma Raleigh's going to get the win in that supercharged V8 VL Commodore.
Another win, you are now guaranteed top 4 on the list.
It's going all right. I'm getting used to these things.
What happened on the run?
It was all right. It was good. I slipped a bit, but then, just powered through it. I seen him right next to me. I'm thinking, don't back off, so I just kept going. Yeah.
You're stoked. You seem pretty happy.
I'm over the moon, bro. You don't understand how much fun I'm having, eh? It's the best.
Louis in the Barra Shaker, the XE Falcon up against Graham Boyd in the Chrysler VG Valiant now. Let's see how we go. Light goes off. Both of them a little bit slow on the reaction time there. Graham up in a cloud of smoke on the launch. That gives Louis an easy advantage. Now he powers away for the win. When we go to the replay, you see they bring it up to the line. Light goes. Both a little bit slow in reaction time on that one, but it's wheel spin from Graham Boyd, and Louis can just power away in the Barra Shaker.
Well, another win. You are now guaranteed top 4 on the list. Feeling pretty good with the car now?
Yeah, it seems to be working better now. Starting to get a handle on it. Taken all day, but we're getting there.
Now, you've done pretty well at Power Cruise before in this thing. You reckon the Power Cruise practice has helped you with this, or what?
Yeah, maybe. This server is a lot dirtier. Yeah.
It's hard work, isn't it?
Yeah.
But worth it when you get it.
Well, yeah.
And most importantly, you having fun?
Yeah, definitely.
Next up, Gabriel Saliba in the Mustang up against Benny Neal in the Toyota Cresta with the Barra under the hood. He's one of the quickest cars at the event, but he has to be very delicate with the throttle. They're both a little bit slow on the light there. And you can just see Benny feeding it in slowly, and once he knows he can grip up, just powers away and gets another win in the Cresta.
You can't count anyone out, man. Racing's racing. Like, things happen. I forgot to flick the torque management on the last run. I could have red lit. Like, there's hundreds of things that could have gone down, which luckily for me didn't. Finished first across the line again, so pretty stoked with that.
You're now minimum top 3. You're minimum 3rd now.
Pretty stoked with the outcome so far. Like, the old bus is doing us proud. So yeah, just keeps on keeping on. And considering we pretty much hot lapped it off the Street Kings thing, like, it didn't really get a proper cool down. The temps are starting to come up consistently. You can see it kind of heat soaking now. So trying to push each run out a little bit just to try and knock some temp out of it. But luckily the air temp's dropping now a little bit too. So hopefully that'll help me be able to push out a few more runs.
Next pairing, Jason Mansueto at the wheel of Stevens Toyota Corona 7M GT under the hood, up against Tony Cassiotis in the ASG Motorsports built twin-turbo Tirana. A little bit slow on the light for both of them, but I don't know what's going on with the Corona there. Seems to have just stalled off the line, and that gives Tony Cassiotis an easy win in the Tirana. Let's have a look at the replay and see if we can work out what happened. It just looks like the Corona died and Tony was gone. Gone. And he is through now to the semi-finals.
There's still some tough cars left down there. I'm pretty worried about that Benny guy, the Crusader. But I think we have the right tune in this car to get to number 1 tonight.
That's the goal, right?
That's the goal.
Are you going to retire after tonight for tomorrow and just sit back and watch now, or what? Are you going to keep thrashing?
No, we're going to keep going. We're going to keep driving the pants off this thing.
Semi-final now, and Emirali has made it in that genuine street-driven VL Commodore with the LSA under the hood up against Louis in the Barra Shaker. Both not too bad on the lights, pretty even. And it looks like they're pretty much side by side until about half track. Who has more top-end power, though? It is Barra power. Louis gets the win in the XE Falcon. And now Benny Neal up against Tony Cassiotis. Who's going to make it to the final? These are both very quick cars here at Cootamundra. Both have gone into the 9s. 2 of only 3 cars to do so. It's pretty even at half track. How's it going to look in the deep end? Tony's just going to get there. Only a couple of car lengths in it. He gets the win.
What a run, mate.
You jumped.
Did I?
No.
Oh, I was going to say, what a run, mate. I just
his face for 2 seconds is like...
That was... Oh, you know that right lane's got that little bump and I just lifted off. Yeah. I thought, oh, you got me. Then I'll just come back on again. It was good.
Oh, I hit something and it went squirrely.
Wow.
And that's where I lifted it up.
Best run of the night, mate.
It was sick, bro.
I was actually worried about you.
Yeah. How close on the line was it, you reckon?
Oh, I don't know, Benny. You were behind you. How close on the line was it?
Yeah, I'd say probably a car.
Wow. Yeah, definitely a car.
This was always going to be the race, in my prediction.
Yeah. Nah, 100%.
I'm pretty stoked. Now you, unfortunately, the person that's going up against the final has a broken water pump, so he may not make it. So you might automatically be first.
So I don't want to go like that, but I'd like to race for it.
Again. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
No problem.
Finals time now, and it's the Barra Shaker, Louis, up against Tony Cassiotis in the twin-turbo Tirana. There was a bit of drama for this. Louis had to try and fix a water pump, but he just made it in time. He looks like he got a slightly better reaction time on that light, but a little bit of wheel spin. Who's going to get it? Tony Cassiotis powers home in the top end for the win.
Mate, first up, I will say well done on just putting in a valiant effort. So what happened? The water pump looked like the pulley had come loose or something. And
They sheared the plastic pulley off the pump.
And what'd you do? Just quick dodgy for one more run?
Took the pulley off and just put the belt directly on the shaft. It fell off here though, so I ran without a belt. That's why no burnout, nothing. It was a good run though, huh? It's tight.
Mate, you are now number 2 on the first Runway Outlaws list. That's pretty impressive. Let me guess, you want another crack at him tomorrow, right?
Definitely.
Well done. Cheers, mate.
All right, guys, thank you.
Congratulations. Your very, very first number 1 on our Runway Outlaws. So the inaugural event, you hold the number 1 spot straight up. Must be feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I do actually. Good effort from Louis. He changed the water pump in 6 minutes.
That was incredible. Hey, we thought he was out. We thought he was done. Managed to fix dodgy up a water pump to run and get a run in. It was close.
He done very well. Hats off to him and hats off everyone that raced this event today.
Well, he's in second. He's going to want another crack at you pretty soon, I reckon.
I reckon we'll go tomorrow.
Mate, for you, this was probably the biggest thing, right?
Yeah, it was. It was pretty cool.
What was it like raining, almost dark and the headlights on so that you could race? What was it like?
It was actually it's quite nice. It's you got to run with the conditions because it's starting to get a little bit cold and dewy at the moment. So it all takes everything, all the tunes in the car, everything changes. So you just got to drive it.
Awesome, mate. Well done.
Thank you.
Good work.
At the end of the night, this is how the top 10 list looked. Let's catch up with the drivers who made the very first Runway Outlaws top 10 list.
I'm Adrian Morton and I drive this 1968 Ford Mustang. Ran the Runway Outlaws last night and came 10th. I was hoping to be a bit further up the list, but yeah, had a few nitrous issues with the car, so plenty more left in it. So we're hoping that today we get another run and yeah, move on up the list. No, I had a ball last night. That's what I think it's the best kind of racing that you can do. Like all the prep sort of high competition stuff isn't for us. This is sort of your grassroots type. Yeah, racing your mates, door to door, and it's as close to, I guess, illegal street racing that you would find.
My name is George Aravopoulos. I'm from Sydney. I obviously ran number 9, which is one of my favourite numbers, yesterday in Runway Outlaws. Had a great day, had a lot of fun, and it's been a fantastic day. The car yesterday performed as expected. There were a few little problems, but it did what it had to do. There's obviously room for improvement, but overall, yeah, it's on the money. The Runway Outlaws being a 1/8 mile, yeah, it was absolutely fun. Really enjoy it and have a fantastic time. Yeah, absolutely.
Gabriel Saliba finished 8th place. So happy. I was surprised. Didn't think I was gonna get that far, but it was heaps of fun doing the Runway Outlaws. It was different at night. It was good.
My name is Peter Tasunius. This is an XW 1970 GT replica, and I finished number 7 on the Outlaws. The car performed as best as it did. We just kept spinning belts off it every run that we've done. So we've just been doing a run, coming back, letting it cool down, and then spinning another belt and doing the same thing over and over again. But otherwise, the car's on song, 100%. I'm place number 7. I'm wrapped. I was the underdog here, and the XW done what it done.
My name's Graham Boyd. I'm place 6 in Runway Outlaws. I drive a 1970 VG E31 Bathurst Pacer, as you can see. She's got a nice little V8 in it, and she's on song. The 8th mile, credit to everyone. It was performing on and off yesterday. Once the temperature in the track got to where it wanted to be, we actually started getting traction, so it did start performing. By the time the night come, I guess, with a bit of mildew on the track, we're losing a bit of traction, but all in all, the car's performed well.
Hey guys, my name's Steve. This is my car, Toyota Corona Mark II. I got Jason Mansueto here from Jason Mansueto Racing. He built the engine.
We've run 5th in the Runaway Outlaws last night. There was a lot more in the car. We've been progressing every run with the tune and stepping up slowly, just with the track that we have, the conditions. We had an issue on our last run where the 2-step didn't let go, and it stayed on the 2-step when I went to accelerate. That's why we lost that run. I'm sure we would have progressed a little bit further up in the field if we didn't have that issue, but it happens, I guess. It's what we do. It's what we that's our dream, and that's our dreams coming true when we're out here having fun with our mates, and it's just a good atmosphere at the end of the day.
My name's Emirali Izzet. I drive a VL Commodore LSA 406 bottom end, and I came 4th in the Runway Outlaws. Yeah, car was having a few issues. I'm running flex fuel in it, so we didn't get all the 98 out. So yeah, it wasn't running good at the top end. So yeah, it flooded a bit. Yeah, I like doing the 1/8 mile because it's shorter, and yes, I feel like I'm on Street Outlaws. I'm having a blast. It is the best event I've been to.
My name's Benny. This is my 1987 Toyota Cresta behind me. It's got a Ford 4-litre Barra in it. For those of you that don't already know the car. Yesterday we ran the Runway Outlaws. I ended up 3rd. My goal was originally top 5, so I'm pretty stoked to be in 3rd place after the first round of running. Currently the vehicle is fastest ET here. I believe it's 2nd fastest mile an hour as well. So yeah, stoked to be here, having a great time. This is actually my first event as a competitor. I've been here working events with Andrew before, but I finally decided to jump the fence literally and have a bit of a lap. Mate, this event's fantastic. I'm definitely coming back. It's a really fun event. It's got a really good atmosphere actually. So this also won the Street King. So we drove here all the way from the meet point at Pheasant's Nest, actually towing a trailer. Most race cars are on trailers. This one tows one.
Yeah, my name's Louis Katsiaris. Been driving this XE Barra. Last night in Runway Outlaws, I finished second. Pretty happy with the way the car went last night. Hopefully it'll go a bit better tonight.
Tony Cassiotis, I drive this white Tirana hatchback, placed first in the Runway Outlaws. Yeah, very happy with the result. Benny's a pretty tough competitor, so very happy with the result.
Yeah, so 3 points about this car is probably the fact that it runs a twin-turbo LS combo, which we really like because they're pretty problematic wise. They don't have a lot of issues when they're built correctly, so they're a pretty consistent car to run. The other really good point about this car is that it's a full exhaust system, street car, street driven.
On Saturday afternoon at Muscle Car Challenge, there was a chance for some people on the list to call each other out. George wants to move up the list in his twin-turbo Holden Tirana. He had issues in the original shootout. That car got sorted and it actually ended up being the quickest car at Muscle Car Challenge on that weekend. And he's up against Gabriel Celebra in the Ford Mustang. Twin-turbo V8 versus supercharged V8. What's going to happen? Light goes. Mustang slightly quicker off the light, but George has got plenty of grunt. Can he come home in the deep end? And it looks like he can. Twin-turbo power up top, and George moves up to number 8. Well, the next call out is Mento trying to get his way onto the list. He's earned the right to do this after taking out one of the shootouts at the Muscle Car Challenge. So he's going to take on number 10, Adrian Morton in the Mustang. What goes happen? Light goes off. Pretty even launch, but looks like Mento can put some power down earlier. He's out in front. We know Adrian's Mustang had a few issues over the weekend that couldn't get resolved, and it looks like Mento gets the win in the Tirana.
Yeah, baby.
How does that feel?
Yeah, that's awesome.
It means you definitely have to come back to Cootamundra now, don't you?
We'll be back.
Our next pairing, Benny Neal wants to move up in the world into the number 2 spot, but he needs to take on the Barra Shaker, Louis, to get there. Both have Barra power under the hood, both very good drivers, both very quick machines here at Cootamundra. So the pressure is on. What's going to happen? Looks like the Barra Shaker got out of there early and got the jump on Benny. Can Benny drive around him in the deep end? Doesn't look like he's going to be able to get there, but let's have a look at the replay and see what happened on the line from this angle. And the left lane, that's the Barra Shaker, has jumped, and you can see a little bit of movement before the light. That is a jump, and that is the benefit of the replay. So that means Benny Neal will get the win and move into number 2.
I think that was sink or swim for him. I'm pretty sure I saw him leave early.
Well done, mate. Number 2 on the Runway Outlaws list.
Thank you, sir.
When you come back, you get to fight for number 1.
Sick.
At the end of the weekend, this is how the Runway Outlaws top 10 now looks. Moving forward, Runway Outlaws will be held inside other Cootamundra Airport events, including Runway Thrash and Muscle Car Challenge. Stay tuned for the websites for more information once COVID restrictions have been lifted.